Okay, guys, today we're gonna work on some DDD combos. So today we're gonna go through some of my combos that I created with this deck. Maybe it's not originally me. There might be people that thought of it before me because these is kind of old, right? Yeah, but for the most part, I'm the last DDD player alive. I'm the only help you're gonna get. Let go, baby! Okay, guys, for the first combo, all it's gonna take, let me take this echo off. All it's gonna take is two cards, two DDD monsters, specifically Necro Slime or Swirl Slime. It could also be a contract or Kepler. Yeah, Kepler will work too. But if you have Kepler, you're probably going for something else. Um, okay, so the basic DDD rank 6 combo is right here. You activate Swirl, you send Necro to the graveyard, and you're gonna go for your first level 6 monster, which is Genghis. And then this is a waste of resources, I know. You're gonna banish with Necro Slime and Swirl Slime, go into your second copy of Genghis, and now you're gonna overlay both, and you're gonna go into DD Wave High King Caesar. Now, guys, do not sleep on this card. This card is uber broken, like uber broken. It negates twice per turn monster summons. It also buffs your monsters, your DDD monsters, and when it dies, it gets your contract to your hand. So this card can always be a go-to if you don't have the other combos to go for VFD or the other calamities or whatever version you're playing. So this I usually like to leave in my deck for a play that I can always rely on, because you're usually going to see cards like this or able to get into 2 fusion summons per turn. So I love this combo. Now on to the next one, baby. So, okay, guys, this next combo is going to be a 1 card combo. Not really a combo, more like a turn 2 play that you can do going second against your opponent. Let's say if they're playing a heavy trap deck, this is a play that you could usually do. So you're going to normal summon your DDD Savant Kepler. Kepler is going to add you your Dark Contract with the gates. You're going to search DD Lamia. You're going to activate DD Lamia's effect to send Contract to the graveyard, special summoning the DD Lamia. And at this point, you can go for a multitude of plays. One is going into Needle Fiber if you have other cards in your hand to combo with. Also, another alternative is if you're playing Dragoons. This is 1 card Dragoons, pretty powerful. You also have 4 other cards in your hand to play with. And also, this is where the other powerful play is, where you can go for Zeus. So you would overlay the DD Lamia and the Kepler, and go into Assembled Nightingale, attack your opponent for 800, and then main phase 2, overlay into Zeus, blow up their back row or whatever other cards they're playing. So I like this play. Haven't play tested it too much so far. It's been very good. Evie approves, and so do I. On to the next combo. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for the third combo. The third combo is a 3-card combo, which includes any of these 4 cards right here. It's more beneficial to start off with the Kepler in your hand. So Obviously, RNG, you might not start off with Kepler, but depending on the rest of your hand, you can end up with a Kepler or another way to perform the combo. Um, so I'll just show you the optimal way or a regular way that you will usually see it, which would be these 3 cards in hand. So first off, we're going to start off by normal summoning the Kepler. Kepler effect would add you the contract. You'll activate the contract. Contract will add you the last piece of the puzzle, which is the Copernicus. And at this point, we're going to activate our DD Swirl Slime, sending out Copernicus to the graveyard. It can also be Lamia. They're both going to come to the field no matter what. We're going to summon the DD King Genghis. And from here, what we're going to do is we're going to activate the DD Swirl Slime to banish itself in the graveyard. To special summon our Lamia. Lamia will hit the board. And now we're going to activate our Flame King Genghis' effect to special summon our Copernicus from the graveyard. Now Copernicus will trigger, sending us a DD monster from our deck to the graveyard, which will be Necro Slime. You can also use the other DDD monster, the level 7 one, Vice, because this card is most likely going to get milled from Chaos. So I usually like to send him instead of this to RNG a little bit more, because at the end of this play, it doesn't really matter. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna fast forward this part real quick. We're gonna send the DD Vice Typhon to the graveyard. He's literally like DD Necro Slime. It's just that he has to be used the same turn he's sent, and also he's a little bit harder to get to the graveyard, as you cannot normal summon him. You have to usually you'd send him with Swirl Slime, or you can special summon with Swirl Slime's effect. It's not that difficult to get him to the graveyard, but you know what I mean. He's a little bit more accessible than the Necro is. So now what we're going to do is we're going to link summon using the Copernicus. And we're going to use the DD Lamia to go into our Crystron Needle Fiber. And Crystron Needle Fiber's effect will activate and trigger. And we're going to search for the Blue Beaver. In my new version of the deck, I kind of cut the Fabled guys out, as I'm trying to see if I need them at all in general. Most likely we don't. I was just playing it for fun kind of thing. And it's a light monster, and like if you get the other Fable cards in your hand, it extends your combo further, and it makes Chaos Mills a lot more beneficial and powerful when you get them to the graveyard. As like you add one Fabled off of Chaos, then you're going to be able to summon the Beaver back from the graveyard, and it's free link fodder at that point, which is why I used to play IP and other cards. But anyways, from here we're going to Synchro Summon the Fabled and the DD King Genghis. We're going to go into Levy, not Levianeer, Chaos Ruler, the chaotic magical dragon. Pretty sure everybody knows what he does by now. If you don't, he mills fire from the top of the deck, and you get to add one light or dark monster from that mill, and the rest of the cards go to the graveyard. Also, he's a chaos dragon in the graveyard. He banishes one light, one dark, express summon himself, and if he leaves the field after that, he gets banished. So chaotic will activate, milling us 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is where the RNG aspect will come in. For the most part, if you would have milled a Fabled, you could have been able to go into Boral Savage as well. But from here, we're just going to add the DD Oblivion King Ragnarok. And Necro will go to the graveyard. And now from this point, we're going to activate our DD Vice Typhon by banishing our DD Flame King Genghis from our graveyard to special summon the other big Genghis from our extra deck. And then now at this point, you can link all of these guys off. You can turn him into Link Rebo if you like. Or if you need a dark monster in the graveyard. We're going to go into our Appaloosa. And now, since we milled the Necro Slime, we're able to go for the level 7 DDD monster. Like I was saying, like if you RNG it, you end with an even better board. But if you don't RNG it, you still end with hot red. But I'll show you the full board. Okay, so I'm just going to special summon the Lamia. It's usually better to just send this guy back, but since we added him off of the mill, we could activate him and special summon the Lamia. It just depends on what you mill. It gets very what if at after the mill kind of thing. But let's just assume we don't get the Ragnarok, right? We're gonna special summon our Lamia, and if we have another card in the graveyard like a DD monster, we can special summon it. Usually there'll be a dark monster in the graveyard. Banish, banish. We're gonna special summon our chaotic ruler from our graveyard. We're gonna synchro summon. Both of them gets banished, and we're gonna go for hot red. So this board ends with Appaloosa with 3 negates. Here you go. 3 negates. A High King Genghis with a spell and trap negate on your turn, which is very good against Eldritch. And then ends with a hot red, a negate for anything basically. And it also gets better because you also have 2 other cards in your hand, and then you add 1 off of your mill, which was the Ragnarok, which you could extend it further. And since we had a Necro Slime in our graveyard, we could have proceeded even further depending on what other cards we have in our hand. And also you would have been able to keep the gate if you have another DD monster in your hand, as we had the Ragnarok. Or there's a different multitude of different ways we could have went about doing this. It's just that the mills heavily depend on what board you end with. And I could have easily ended with a Boral Savage on top of all of this. So that's it for this combo. On to the next one, baby. This combo is very similar to the other combo. This is the VFD combo. So it's very easy to end on VFD in this deck. It may not be as easy as, let's say, Virtual World, but this can do the same thing and probably make them more consistently than that deck, I'd probably say. Let me not say that, because I probably am lying, right? Yeah, maybe. But for anywho, it's a 3-card combo. There's probably another way to do it with E-Telly or 1-for-1 or the Psy Guy. But I'm going to show you this way. So we're going to either, let's say we'll start off with this guy. We're going to say we don't have the Lamia. We're going to normal summon our Kepler. Kepler will get us our Contract. Contract will get us our Lamia. DD Swirl Slime effect. Send Copernicus and Swirl to the grave. Summon our Genghis. At this point, we're gonna banish our Swirl. Same thing as last. Special summon our Lamia. Special summon our Copernicus off of Genghis' effect since Lamia was summoned. Now a Copernicus will trigger. And Copernicus is gonna send us our Necro Slime this time. And from here, we're gonna link the Copernicus and the Lamia away. Go for Crystron Healthy Fibrax. Hulk will special summon our fabled big blue beaver. And we're gonna sync the Kepler and the beaver. Go into Metal Marcher. Metal Marcher effect will summon the fabled. And now at this point, we're gonna synchro summon the blue beaver and the Flame King Genghis, not the High King Genghis. Go into the Chaos Ruler. Chaos Ruler will mill. Let me cut first because I don't want y'all to think I'm cheating or nothing. Oops. This deck is not always broken, but when it is, it's some fire. So anyways, let's mill 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we're just gonna add any DDD monster to our hand. Let's just say we're gonna add the Kepler. And now at this point, we're going to activate our Necro in the grave. Banish any other DDD monster. If Ghost was in the graveyard, that would be an optimal choice. Not the Lamia, okay, guys? You'll always have the Flame Genghis in there, so you can banish the Genghis. And we're gonna go for our second Genghis. Not the Flame Genghis, not the big one, but we're gonna go for the small one, the level 6 one. And at this point, we're gonna synchro again the Flame King Genghis and the Metal Marcher. Go into Rocco Drake. We're gonna draw 1 card. And now what we can do is we can activate our Lamia, sending our DDD monster that we added, or what we would have drawn, or we have another 2 cards in our hand, or we can send a gate. But I'll show you. This is normally what happens. You would obviously have or add a DDD monster. You would special summon the Lamia. The Lamia would get banished. The Chaos would get banished. I mean, the Chaos wouldn't get banished in this scenario because we didn't special summon from the graveyard yet. And we'll go for our Hot Red. Then we will overlay the Croc and the Hot Red. And we'll go into our VFD. You can also play the Virtual World level 9 monster in this deck. I'm not playing it and have not tested it yet. I will in the future. I'm just showing you from what I have tested and what I have played. So this is what I usually do. It's probably more beneficial to save the Hot Red for a later negate summon and go for the Virtual World guy because he also recurs resources from the Banish Zone for you. So I will test that in the future. But for now, this is what we're working with and this is what we got, baby. So a VFD, Healthy Fibrax. If you have any Synchro Tuner monsters in your extra deck, you can summon it with him and either draw a card with Formula, or if you have the other one, that Foolish Burials, he's another option. And then you also have 3 other cards in your hand and a Chaos Engrave, and then a multitude of other resources, like we've milled DDD monsters, a slime, a fabled, just in case we get another fabled to our hand. It gets ridiculous from that point. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for updated Yu-Gi-Oh videos from your boy, the man, the god himself. Oh, all right. Let me stop. Yeah, for more Yu-Gi-Oh content just like this, and say hi to my boy Evie over here. Yeah, this a boy. Wait, hold on. I'm thinking about it. Nah. It's gender neutral. We out here. It's gender neutral. Okay, guys. I'm out. Deuces. See you later in the next video. Bye.